All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III here with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. Today I want to talk to you about just a quick, simple, short message. It's a great message that I heard just recently. But let's start you out with the Daily Mastermind quote of the day from Jon Florio. Jon Florio. He says, "Who has not served cannot command." Who has not served cannot command. This actually reminds me of a really good point I heard just recently, brought up on a mastermind group. Individuals had asked the question of, can you be friends with, if you're an employer, let's say a CEO or running a company, can be friends with the employees, or do they lose respect for you? And the response that this mentor actually said was really, really good. He said, absolutely, you can lead as friends and you can become friends, because most people don't understand what leadership is. Leadership is not authoritative. It's not telling people what to do and having power over them. It's actually serving them. So when you serve people and you're there to support and serve them, number one, they can do their best job possible. But number two, you don't have to have control and authority over them. It's only individuals that feel like they need the authority and control for leadership that feel that they cannot be friends with their employees. At the end of the day, you can be much better. And I've had a tough time with this over the years because I've had a lot of responsibilities. And sometimes I've interacted and sometimes I've kept to myself when I was grinding. But I think when you form relationships, people are willing to go to the mat for you. And when those relationships are one of service, just like this quote, "Who has not served cannot command," I think through service you can become the ultimate leader. So that's a great quote for today. Now today I want to give you just a short lesson, and it's from a best-selling author, co-authors actually, Jon Gordon and Damon West. Damon West has an amazing story. You ought to check it out. But he wrote the book, The Coffee Bean. The Coffee Bean is really a simple lesson to basically create positive change. And that positive change in your life can come through a lot of different things. So this book, this illustration that comes from the coffee bean, is an illustration that teaches readers how they can transform their environment, overcome challenges, and create positive change. And the illustration that it gives, I think, is a great one, and it's one that you can really learn from. And here's what it is. Life can often be difficult, especially lately, right? It can be harsh, stressful. It can feel like a pot of boiling water. Think about and visualize a pot of boiling water as your environment, right? Because the environment itself, it can really, what it does is it sort of can do a bunch of things to you. It can either change you by weakening you, or it can harden you, or it can test and build you into the person that you truly are. And your environment, imagine this environment is a pot of boiling water, and there are three different things placed in this boiling water. The first is a carrot. When you place a carrot inside a pot of boiling water, it breaks down and it weakens and it gets soft, right? It gets soft. And so some people are like a carrot. When the environment changes them, it weakens them, it gets them soft, they become timid, they retreat, they isolate themselves. Other people are like an egg. What happens when you put an egg in boiling water? An egg turns hard in the center. Well, it turns hard all the way around, but especially in the center. So some people are like eggs. Their environment makes them hard and angry and upset, and they're blunt and they take it out on other people. And so, some people are carrots, they become weak and soft, and others become these eggs that are hardened, and especially hardened in their heart. Or you can become like the coffee bean. And the coffee bean truly has power inside to transform its environment, because what happens with a coffee bean? It actually absorbs into the water and transforms the water into coffee. And so the idea and the message here is this. You can choose how to relate to your environment. You can choose what you want to do in your environment. Is it gonna make you weak? Is it gonna make you hard? Or are you gonna transform your environment into a better place? And I can tell you this, coffee, little caffeine, you know where I'm going with this. That definitely is a stimulant, right? That is something that influences the environment. And so that's just a quick message for you. What is your environment doing for you? How are you reacting to your environment? Are you letting it affect you? Or are you affecting it? Are you influencing it? It's all your perspective. It's all your perception. That's my message for today. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And, share it with somebody for me. I'd really appreciate it. It'd mean the world to me. And I know it would probably be good inspirational messages for others. That's my message for today. I hope you have an amazing day. We'll talk with you tomorrow morning.